All right, team, welcome to a fast and furious rigging quiz that could literally save a life out on the job site. So whether you're prepping for your OSHA 30, gearing up for a rigger interview, or you just want to sharpen your skills, this is the gut check you need. Let's get right into it. And you know what? That is the absolute truth. The most critical life-or-death decisions are made right there on the ground, way before that load ever thinks about leaving it. The math, the rigging, the signals, that's where real safety begins.
Okay, so before we dive into the quiz, we have got to lock in the single most important concept in all of rigging: sling angles. The physics here is non-negotiable, you know? Every single rigger has to know this stuff cold. So here's your quick 60-second briefing. Now this is one of those things that can feel kind of backwards at first. You'd think a wider, flatter angle would, spread the load out nicely, right? Wrong. It does the exact opposite. That horizontal force multiplies the tension on your slings like crazy. Let me show you what I mean. This chart right here tells the whole story. Just look at that bottom row, the 30-degree danger zone. At that angle, each leg of your sling feels double its share of the load. That is a recipe for catastrophic failure. And that's exactly why 60 degrees is the gold standard. It keeps those forces manageable. So burn these two numbers into your brain. 30 degrees is danger, 60 degrees is your safe zone.
All right, that's the theory. Now it's time to put it to the test. We've got 10 questions coming at you. Keep your own score. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, first question. As that sling angle gets smaller, the legs get flatter, what happens to the tension in each leg? You've got 5 seconds. The answer is C, increases. Just like we saw, that flatter angle creates way more horizontal force, which just dramatically cranks up the tension. It's the #1 rule of rigging.
All right, time for a little bit of math. You've got a 1,000-pound load and it's on a bridle at a 30-degree angle. What's the tension per leg? The correct answer is B, 1,000 pounds. Remember that danger zone? Here's how the math works. It's the load divided by 2 times the sine of the angle. So that's 1,000 divided by 2 times the sine of 30. And the sine of 30 is just 0.5, so it's 1,000 divided by 1. That gives you 1,000 pounds of tension on each leg. Think about that. Your 1,000-pound load is putting a total of 2,000 pounds of force on your rigging.
Now let's see what happens when we use a much safer angle. Same 1,000-pound load, but we're at 60 degrees now. What's the tension? The answer is B, 577 pounds. Would you look at that difference? Just by getting our angle up to that 60-degree gold standard, we've nearly cut the tension in half. The math's the same. 1,000 divided by 2 times the sine of 60, which gets you right around 577. That's a much safer lift.
This one should be a gimme by now. For the exact same load, which sling angle is the absolute safest to use? And the answer is, of course, C, 60 degrees. Just remember this, the bigger the angle, the closer you get to vertical, the less tension your slings are going to feel. It's really that simple.
Okay, we're shifting gears from angles to hitches. What's the best hitch for a long, round load, like a bundle of pipe? The correct answer is C, choker hitch. A choker does exactly what it sounds like. It cinches down and it grips that load tight. But, and this is a huge but, that sharp bend where the sling chokes actually reduces its capacity. You have to check the manufacturer's specs to know exactly by how much.
Okay, what if your load is delicate? You can't risk crushing it. What do? The answer is A, a basket hitch with padding. C, a basket hitch cradles the load from underneath, spreading that pressure out evenly. And that padding, it's totally non-negotiable. It protects the load from the sling, and it protects your sling from getting sliced by any sharp edges on the load.
This is a big one. True or false? And the answer is a hard false. Absolutely not. The load has to be centered in the bowl of the hook every single time. Tip loading or side loading puts these insane stresses on the hook that it was never designed to handle. It causes metal fatigue and can lead to a catastrophic failure. Your experience level does not change the laws of physics.
All right, let's talk signals. You're the signal person on the ground. You want the crane operator to raise the load? What's the signal? Well, it's this. Arm up, forefinger pointing straight to the sky, and you make small circles. Hoist means up. Now for probably the most important signal on any job site, how do you signal an emergency stop? That's both arms out, palms down, waving back and forth, fast. This is the universal sign to stop immediately. And remember this part, this is critical. Anyone on that site, the rigger, the foreman, the brand new guy, anyone can and should give this signal if they see danger. Last question, let's put it all together now. A 2,400-pound load at a 45-degree angle, what's the tension per leg? The answer is B, about 1,700 pounds. The math is 2,400 divided by 2 times the sine of 45 degrees, which gets you just under 1,700. But here's the real-world gut check. If your slings were only rated for 1,600 pounds each, this lift is a no-go. The math just told you you're overloaded. You shut it down and come up with a new rigging plan.
So, how'd you do? Be honest. Drop your score out of 10 in the comments below. And hey, let us know which question, if any, tripped you up. I want to know. All right, quiz is over. Whether you aced it or you learned something new, let's do a super quick, rapid-fire recap of the rules that can save your life. This is your new mental cheat sheet.
Angle rules. 30 degrees is double the tension, 45 is about 1.4 times, 60 is your go-to. Hitches. Choker for grip, basket for support. Hooks. Never, ever, ever sideload a hook. Signals. Hoist is finger up, circling. Emergency stop is both arms out, palms down, moving fast. And the golden rule that beats them all, never, ever stand under a suspended load. Period.
If you want to learn more about workplace safety and OSHA rules, subscribe to HSE Study.